In this video, I will be showing you guys how to identify key market structure, key market levels, and using trendline analysis on the market. I hope you guys enjoy this video and find it helpful, and if you do, smash that like button. Thank you. Alright guys, this tutorial is going to show you how to identify key market levels, going into identifying simple and basic structure, and I will cover an example here on /NQ, which is going to be the NASDAQ futures. That way you guys get an understanding of what is going on in the stock, what you should be looking for, and your charts are clear, concise, and then easy to follow. So this is an example of what I look for in levels and trend lines and such. We can go and create a new scene here. We'll make this just a blank scene, and then we can go in and watch and create these levels in real time to help you guys identify them. Before I get started, if you'd smash that like button, and if you could please like and subscribe to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Leave some video ideas down below. Would love to help you guys out and understand what type of content you guys want to see. You'll notice right away, what do you see? You see this green line, this orange line, and then this yellow line here. These are three levels that without a doubt I always have on my chart. There is no if, and, or but about it. They're always going to be within that chart. The levels are going to be the prior day high, which is going to be this green line, then this daily open, which is going to be the open of actually the futures contract, and then the prior day close. So how we treat the open is, the way to think of this is, if you're above the open, it's technically a green daily candle. And if you're below, it is a red daily candle, which can give you context to what is going on in the longer time frame chart. How I treat these are support when trading above it, and then resistance if we're trading down here, and then come up into that level, and then reject here lower. Now, the prior day close, simple, same thing. It's basically what we've done in the overnight session, and you can see how prevalent the prior day close is here on NQ. So support, 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 support. Now we're coming up testing it as resistance. It would not surprise me to see us reject here and roll over and potentially back down here. So they're very, very crucial levels. Now, say we rally here, I would be expecting a rejection back into this prior day high, or at least an initial reaction, instead of just a boom, a spike, and breakthrough and continuation. So these levels oftentimes get reaction to it. And here's a prime example too. So what do you think happened here with everyone coming into this level here? They're buying it. Oh, it's a bullish hammer off of prior support. Why do you think we got a bigger movement to the downside here? Because all of these people were trapped. You get these buyers coming in here trying to push this. Boom, we trap them and push that lower. So that's the first thing I'm doing, is mapping out those three levels without a doubt. Now, I go to the daily chart just to get an understanding and construct of what is going on, and I will map if there's obvious levels on this for the move. Now, I'm not seeing any that are really, really close, because we got this quick move up higher here and then this pullback. Now, if we were trading back into this range, you can see several reject, turn support, reject, turn support. So this is a massive level. And if we know that this is a massive level, what I typically like to do then is let's highlight this in yellow, just so we know. And then let's go in here and let's say this is a daily level. So this is going to be a break and retest level. So we turn to rejection, turn to hold, and then boom, we held here. So if we get a sell-off here on NQ all the way down here, I'm expecting some sort of support around 15,944, and that comes into that. Let's move this scene down here, and then you guys, let me move this here. Let me move this for you guys. There, now you can see it. So that comes down here, and then we would be holding that support into that 15,944 region down below. So that would be what I'm going to be eyeing if we do get a sell-off here for that support. So eyeing those retest levels here. There's also another one here, reject, 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 gap. So this is an unfilled gap that we have right now, basically from this level to this level. So what I like to look for on the daily chart are those break and retest levels, where we get those retests into that level or a gap and we haven't filled that. So we start on the daily chart. Now we're going into, I like to look for the 90-day hourly chart. And what I typically like to do is identify, break, and retest levels. So we can see we have a retest level right here around this 16,484 region. So you get this reject, turn support, coming back in and holding that as support here. So we get that break. Now we get this move up, and now we're coming into this retest level here. Another level that I see is this prior reject area. So rejection, turn support, turn support. Now if we come back in and test near the 16,548 area, expecting that to act as some sort of intraday resistance. Then we come in here. What about right here? What about this rejection, turn support, turn support? What happens here? Just off of these two levels here. So touch, hold, hold. What happens below? Boom, we reject and then push this lower right around 16,630. So that's what I'm doing here with these levels. I really like to see levels that move quickly away from it in price too. So you can see how we move here, boom, quick acceleration in price, boom, acceleration, and then especially right here, we test this, and we don't really pull back at all. We just continue. So that shows you how strong of a level this is here at this 16,756 area. Coincidentally, what happens? We break below, boom, we spike up, and then we reject, and we continue this move lower. Now for the group, like I mentioned today, we also had this trendline channel, and I wanted to cover this channel with you guys because they are very, very helpful to understand. Now, if we go back to this drawing, I'm talking exactly about this trend line right here. So we get the spike up, which remember that 16,670, 16,778 on this drawing, pretty much the same level, acting as resistance. So we get this break and boom. Now we're into a shorter time frame on the 15-minute than the hourly. You can see we come back up, reject. Where's that support? Right at that hourly retest area that we had from the daily chart. And then when we come below, look how we act as resistance. So you could have caught this multiple times where we go boom, support, and this is off that hourly level. Rejection, come back in, we come back down, boom, reject. Where do we reject again? At that same level, and now we're pushing lower. Also, utilizing this trend line, we're just connecting this channel from this high to this high and then extending it up. So let me just do a visualization for you guys. We're boom, connecting this. We're connecting this line right here, and then actually let me go into the channel tool. Boom, connecting here, and then boom, connecting in right here. So you can see we're respecting this channel here. So what happens then is if we get a movement up here in the NASDAQ, I'm expecting some sort of intraday reaction around this trend line. And if we do fail to come back into this opening print area and then test back up into that hourly retest region. So that's an example of utilizing those trend lines. Trend lines with multiple touches and confirmation are a very, very key concept. So we hold this, hold this, hold this. Then we come into the open here on Friday. What do we hold? The same descending trend line that we had from before. So it helps us identify those areas that people who are just using that support and resistance from a longer time frame or a horizontal level don't personally get. So we're mapping out those retest areas and areas that we moved quickly away from. Let's go back here quick and go into this level, and let's go just into the 20-day hourly. So again, boom, quick acceleration, boom, movement here, and then come back in, and then reject, and now we're still in a downtrend. Personally, for me to like the long side move, let's go back into this 15-minute, and let's go back into the default. I would like to see this trend line at least break, come back up, and then retest of a higher low for that movement to the upside. Because right now what you're seeing is, yes, we're getting an intraday rally and we're holding that trend line, which you could have had before the market opened, but we're still within this downtrending structure here. So anytime you're in that downtrending structure, it makes it much more difficult to take longs unless you're trading off the bottom of this trend line and we get a confirmation of a hold, which we had multiple times here today off of the 15-minute chart. So basically, to wrap things up, I'm looking for retest levels where you break, you come back in and retest. Then let's go back out here into this level, or we look for those daily levels that have a gap that aren't filled. So there's a gap here from this level, 16.6 or 262 all the way down into 16.114.77, and I'm looking for daily confirmation of multiple levels. When we zoom into intraday or daily analysis here, again, there's not much to see as it was a quick movement up versus consolidation with multiple levels. So again, wrapping things up, main thing I'm looking for, break and retest levels that trade quickly away in price, like we get from that hourly chart. And then again, the prior day high, prior day close, and then the opening print. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are interested in checking out our training, feel free to check out our team on Teachable. We would love to have you guys on board, teach you some strategies, more about technical analysis, trend lines, trade strategies, and such. Enjoy.